Welcome to Twins World, all about parenting. Thank you for being a part of our family and thank you for subscribing as well as liking and sharing the videos. Your motivation is our encouragement. 16th March is observed as National Vaccination Day. So in order to appreciate that particular event, I would like to discuss regarding the national immunization schedule of children for today's episode. And before explaining that thing, I would like to tell what are vaccines. Vaccines are a substance where we are introducing into the body of a child or an adult where a body produces some other substance called antibodies which can protect the children or adults from some kind of illness. Immunization or vaccination is mandatory in childhood, especially below 5 years, in order to protect the child from some major life-threatening condition, because the child can die or can affect from any catastrophic of life-threatening conditions if the child is affected with these particular illnesses. Let's see what are the major thing what government is telling that it is mandatory to give to a child. So at birth, that is when the child is born, before the child is out from the hospital after the delivery, even if the normal delivery or cesarean section, the child is more than 1 kilo. Usually the child will be given with BCG injection. BCG injection is usually given in the left upper arm, and this is to prevent the child from any kind of tuberculosis. And understand, tuberculosis is a very contagious disease as well as it can bring a very bad effect on the child. So when the child is given with a BCG injection, we can expect a small blub or a small blister on the left upper arm, because the medicine is injected just below the skin, and you can expect this blister or this blub can be broken and can be oozing out till it become a scar, what we all can see on our left upper arm, and it is the universal identification to see whether the child has taken this BCG injection. And we can expect some children may come up with fever, so syrup paracetamol is already given by the hospital because that is an expected side effect or adverse effect of this BCG injection. Along with that, the child is also given hepatitis B, the 0 dose we call it as, on the thighs of the child, and that also help to protect the child from hepatitis B disease. Along with that, we know that oral polio vaccine will be given 2 drops through the mouth for the child before the child being discharged from the hospital. The next dose of vaccination will be in 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 months of age of the child, where the doctor will write and give you this is the time you need to go back and go for a vaccination. This time we can see the OPV will be given 2 drops through the mouth on all these 3 time period of life it is given. Along with that, we are giving, there is another vaccine called pentavalent vaccination, which is a combination of 5 vaccines. If pentavalent is not available, they go for a DPT injection. Usually it is given on the thighs of the baby, and once it is given, the health professionals always instruct that there is a high chance for good pain or a severe pain on the site where the injection is given, as well as the child can come up with fever, and this kind of discomfort can be seen on initial 2 days and it will be subsided. So as usual, syrup paracetamol or paracetamol drops are given to the child to manage the adverse effect that can happen with this particular injection. On 14th week of life, that is 3.5 months, you can expect the child to get an IPV, that is inactivated polio vaccination. Other than oral polio vaccination, through the leg itself they are giving the next dose of vaccination, which is an additional support where the child will not end up with a poliomyelitis infection. There is another vaccination known as rotavirus vaccination. This virus is mainly something to do with the diarrheal disorders in children, and this vaccination is also given in 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 months of age, and this is through mouth. 5 drops of this vaccination will be given to the mouth so that the child will be protected from any kind of diarrheal disorders in this initial infancy period. The next vaccination is when the child is in 9 months of old, and we will give a vaccination against an illness called measles. Usually this injection will be given on right upper arm, and we cannot expect any kind of fever or anything for the child. At the same time, vitamin A medicine can be given through mouth, that is 1 ml will be given to this child. At 16 months of age to 2 years, we can give the DPT booster dose. When I spoke about the pentavalent vaccination, we spoke about the DPT vaccination. So we can give the booster dose on the leg of the child. There is an IM injection what we are giving. Along with that, we can give the second dose of measles, that is on the right upper arm you can give. Along with that, vitamin A what we gave in 9th month, we can give the second dose in the 16th month. From 16th month onwards, every 6 months we can give 2 ml of vitamin A to the child through the mouth. Not the last, one more injection is there before 5 years or after 5 years. By 5 years or by before 6 years completing, we can have a second dose of DPT to the child. So these are the initial or primary vaccination we can give to the child during the childhood. When the child reaches to 10 years, it's always good to give a dose of TT, that is tetanus toxoid, and at the age of 16 also, it's good to give the second dose of tetanus injection. I would like to discuss this many injections because vaccination are very scary when we think about the financial aspect about giving these medicines. Understand, these are provided by government, that's why it is known as National Immunization Schedule, and it is free of cost in government hospitals, as well as it is also available through government schools and Anganwadis, whereas the child will be given this vaccination and the medicines like paracetamol to manage the adverse effect free of cost. If you see, or if you go to other primary or private doctors, they ask for more vaccination, and these vaccinations are very expensive. In my case, I had gone only with this primary vaccination for both my twins, and both are healthy and they completed 5 years without having any kind of this major issues as discussed. So I feel that we need to use the facilities what is government is given, and all these are free of cost. Hope this session has been added and has given a good insight for celebrating the National Immunization Day. So hope you all enjoy this session, and see you soon on next week. Thank you.